Hey guys, glad you stopped by. So today, for dinner, I thought we would do a jalapeno and lime chicken chili. This sounds off the hook good. And of course you can adjust the jalapeno amount to satisfy your level of heat, or maybe even use a different pepper all the way around that's not that hot if you think that a jalapeno is that hot. Now we do de-seed these jalapenos and take the ribs out of them, so that way you get more of the jalapeno flavor and less of the heat. That's where a majority of the heat comes from, is from the ribs and the seeds. So we don't want that, we want the flavor more than anything else. Plus it's got a bunch of other stuff in it that will help hide that heat. But anyhow, I think this is going to be delightful, and I think it's something that can be quick and easy to make, hands down. It does require a little bit of prep work, but not a whole lot, not by any means. That being said, if you are new to my channel, welcome. Glad you stopped by. Hope you get something out of this video. Maybe check out some of my other videos. Got a lot to choose from between dinners and desserts, some breakfast stuff, a few lunch things, but there's a lot to choose from all the same. If you're returning or one of my new subscribers, welcome back and thank you. I appreciate that more than you know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. That's important. Keeps us out in the algorithm, keeps us going, along with comments. Comments are always important, and if you comment, I do respond. I feel if you take the time to comment, I should take the time to respond. That's part of being a good neighbor and communicating, right? All I ask with comments is you be nice. It's okay to disagree with me, or anybody in the comments for that matter. Just be nice about it. That's probably the quickest way to get you out of our neighborhood. We are a bunch of people trying to be good neighbors to each other through communication and good food. Yeah, hands down. Plain and simple. Don't forget a notification bell. That lets you know when my videos come out. Not that you have to watch them right away, but at least lets you know they're out there and an option for you. You know, I never take your guys' time for granted, because I know that's the one thing you guys give to me that you can never get back, and that means more to me than life itself. It's kind of hard to believe that you guys think I'm that special at times, but that I don't ever take for granted all the same. So now that I've gone through my spiel, let's head on down here to the counter, well, the stovetop more so, and start making this this chili up. Alright, I'll see you here in 1 second. Alright, so you're down here at the countertop, stovetop, and the main thing you'll need for this is a stock pot or Dutch oven, and in it I have something smoldering off the bottom of my pot. It's because they get overused, but I have a tablespoon of olive oil in the bottom of this, or olive oil, avocado oil. You can use olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, whatever you have available. This original recipe called for avocado. I happen to have, so it's what I do my cast irons in. So I got it up to a medium-high heat. We're getting some smoke in there, so I've got 1 cup of 130 grams of frozen corn, but I thawed it out. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to blister this corn. We're going to make it look pretty. Okay, so we got our corn blistered. We're just looking to toast it a little. If you can see it real well there. But see how it's got a nice golden brown look to it now? And I don't know if I just mentioned it, but if you are using frozen corn, thaw it out. If not, you'll be a long minute, and all it's going to do is cool down your pan. It'll take longer to heat up. But now that we've got that golden brown, the next thing we're going to do is add a half an onion, about 70 grams worth of onion, and we're going to go ahead and let this cook. The corn should take about 3 or 4 minutes. The onion, let it cook for about another 2 to 3 minutes until it starts to get softened and translucent. Okay, so we let our onions cook down, and they are on their way to being translucent, definitely softened. Our corn has now got a nicer golden brown color to it. We're looking good. So the next thing we're going to add is 4 cloves of garlic minced, which in this case on mine is about 35 grams. We're going to go ahead and get that in there. And then we'll add one of the stars of the show, which is the minced jalapenos. And I've got about 2 tablespoons worth, 20 grams. Depending on the size of the jalapenos, 1 to 2 jalapenos. And like I said, we de-seeded those and took the ribs off, so that way we get more of the flavor than the heat. But we're going to let this go for about 30 seconds. Okay, so we'll let those go about 30 seconds to a minute until they start getting fragrant. I can smell the garlic, I can smell the jalapeno. So we're in good shape there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some spices in. I have got 1 teaspoon, 3 grams of garlic powder. I have got a half a teaspoon, 2 grams of chili powder, a half a teaspoon, 1 gram of coriander, half a teaspoon, 1 gram of ground cumin. I have got a half a teaspoon, 2 grams of black pepper. I have got a half a teaspoon, 2 grams of paprika. I have got 1 teaspoon, 4 grams of kosher salt. And then I've got a 1/4 teaspoon, about a half a gram of oregano. And we're just going to dump these in over top of our corn and jalapenos and onion. And we're going to wake these up and let them go for about 30 seconds. What that'll do is the oil that's in there plus the juices from the corn, the jalapenos, and the onions will wake those spices up. Water doesn't always wake spices up. Oil almost always does though. Alright, so we got our spices are woke up. They're ready to play. So now we got to add in some liquids, right? We are going to add in 4 cups, 1 quart of low sodium chicken broth or your homemade chicken broth, whatever you have available, into this mix. And then we are going to add, now I'm using, this called for jar Salsa Verde, but I've got a can of it, so I'm going to use it instead, right? And we're going to put it in as such. And Salsa Verde is basically tomatillo tomatoes turned into a salsa. And then I have a tablespoon and a half, 22 milliliters of lime juice. And the Salsa Verde I put in there was a 7-ounce jar, 198 grams. We're going to put that in there, and then we are going to add in, there's so much to add in all together. So now we're going to add in our beans, okay, because every chili should have beans. Well, I mean, not every chili, but this chili does. And in here I've got 1 15-ounce can of black beans, 1 15-ounce can of Great Northern beans, and 1 15-ounce can of pinto beans. We're going to throw those all in, and those are 425 gram cans each. We'll go ahead and get those in there. And we're going to let this simmer with the lid on for about 20 minutes. Alright, so we've been 20 minutes on the simmer. Go ahead and take our lid off of there. Give it a good quick stir. Now, in case I didn't say it, I'm pretty sure I didn't, occasionally stir it, you know. That way you can just ensure everything stays mixed and good. So the last 3 things we need to add to this, if I can get my stuff straightened out here, is going to be a 1/4 cup of rough chopped cilantro. Go ahead and throw that in there. And that's about 5 grams worth. 4 stalks of green onion, and it didn't say the whites or the greens, so I did both. And I just then sliced them up, 4 stalks worth. And then I've got 3 cups, 330 grams of shredded chicken, and it's just a rotisserie chicken. Now, I'm never against buying a rotisserie chicken for 2 reasons. We're going to let this cook down for like 5 minutes. But with rotisserie chickens, much like buying a raw whole chicken, you know, it's already cooked for you. Most of the time you can get them, I buy mine next day and not that day hot. So like this was cold sitting in a thing. Still good for sale. And to buy 2 of those is actually cheaper than buying 2 raw chickens that you gotta spend the electricity to get them cooked yourself at the moment. And I saved the carcasses, that way you can make chicken broth with them. So yeah, that's probably one of the few things I'd say it's better to buy from the store at the moment than it is to buy fresh. Yeah, unless you can find some place to buy them cheaper. I just know here in Newark, Ohio at the moment, it's cheaper to buy a rotisserie chicken. But that being said, I'm going to let that go 5 more minutes, and then I'll let it cool for a few minutes, and then we can try some. Alright, I'll see you here in just 1 second. Alright, so we got her cooked, did the 5 minutes-ish, probably 6-7 minutes. Let it sit for a few minutes, that way it didn't melt our face, right? So let's go ahead and we'll get some in a bowl. And if I did it right, you should have already seen it sitting in the pot. If I didn't do it right, then sorry. I guess is what it comes down to. Chris doesn't know yet because she's not home from work. She should be pulling in any minute. But she's not a big fan of black beans. But I like black beans. But there we are right there. Yeah, so she can pick around them, right? So I am going to add, I mean, there's a ton of stuff you can put on top of this. You could do diced tomatoes, cheese, sour cream, jalapenos, more jalapenos, which is what I'm doing. I'm going to throw some cheese on there and some more jalapenos. Pretty much the list is endless. Any soup toppers you like, maybe some crackers, croutons, breadcrumbs, you know, anything of that nature. But like I said, I'm just going to throw some jalapenos and some Colby Jack cheese on here. That way we got that going on. Really, yeah, I mean, anything you would normally top with chili, I suppose you could put on this. Now, when you get it done, before you serve it, I mean, you'd want to check for salt and pepper about the same time you put the chicken in. But we added salt, we added pepper, and then I'm sure there's some salt somewhere in that rotisserie chicken, so I didn't add anything to mine. I guess I'm kind of living on the edge. But we're going to give it a taste all the same and see how it fares out. I'm super excited. I can't wait. Hold on for me 1 second while I take this bite. Ooh. That's really good. Wow. That is something else. I like that. That is, yeah. Hands down, minus the stringy cheese. It's not spicy at all. Not spicy at all. And I was really worried that just that little bit of lime juice, which if you're using fresh, it's 2 limes, 2 small limes worth, or about 1.5 tablespoons. But it's just enough there to let you know it's there. It's not overbearing. The chicken, of course, is tender. The spice is blended real well with the salsa verde and the lime and the chicken broth. That's just a nice, balanced chili. It's refreshing. It's almost, you know, like some chilies, as Lord knows I love chili. It's my favorite food group, at least in the top 3. Though you can taste the heaviness in them. That not so much. That's a really good chili. A really good chili. I think some breadcrumbs, or not breadcrumbs, but like a crouton would go really good with that also. Hands down. Give this a try. I think you will like it. I know you'll like it. And it's something your family, I know, would enjoy. And it took like all of 30 minutes. You know, even with prep work, it wasn't that much prep to do. A lot of spices, you know, there's just a lot of flavor there. And most of the spices you'll have in your spice cabinet if you cook with any regularity at all. And even if you don't, those are good spices to pick up from the store because there's stuff that goes into everything. You know, salt, pepper, paprika, garlic, all of that. Cumin, you cook with all that stuff pretty regular. But if you do give this a try, let me know down in the comments below. Or if you have a recipe similar to it that you would like to talk about or share, let me know in the comments, you know, or post some pictures of your stuff on the Facebook group at Mr. Smith's Kitchen. That would be fun, you know, to try. So tomorrow for dessert, I know last week I said that we were going to do a Philly fluff cake and I was not able to get a video done last week for it, so we're going to do it this week. Tomorrow we are doing a Philly fluff cake. It is going to be an absolutely amazing cake. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's simple, quick, easy to make, and is going to be tender and delicious, I guarantee it. So until tomorrow for dessert, give this a try, and I love you. I love you very much, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Tell somebody else that you love them and love them very much. They may need to hear it. It's going to make them smile either way it goes. It's going to make you feel pretty good and smile too, I guarantee it. And if you make them some of this jalapeno lime chicken chili, I guarantee they're going to smile from ear to ear, and it's going to lead to an evening conversation. So, till tomorrow for dessert, I love you, and I'll see you then. Alright? See you later. Bye-bye.